Hey, traders from around the world, what's going on? It's me, your humble host, Jeremy Alexander Newsom with RealLifeTrading.com. Hope you're doing fantastic. It's Friday. SPY hanging out inside day candle. This is the S&P 500. Had a nice little snapback yesterday. You'll notice that this is a retest gap action. And we simply pulled back into that gap and bounced nicely. Weird. Buy low, sell high. It's so strange. We've never seen that work before in this market. Odd. The Dow Jones makes a new all-time high today. So here's the DIA. So the Dow crushing it. Volume coming in. Strong trend. Long is strong. Still happening. Oops, what is this? Not now. Cancel. Don't want to set up iMessage. Go away. All right. Handoff couldn't be complete. I have no idea what that even means. Here is the IWM. And this is the Russell 2000. IWM is a little bit of a doji candle. Nothing really going on. I have no position on the IWM. I would love a spread down here or something. But for right now, I'm just kind of hanging out. And then, of course, the Qs had a nice sell-off yesterday. Got a lot of text about that yesterday, which I thought was interesting, honestly, on the Qs. But, I mean, realistically, makes a lot of sense, right? We went from 136 to 145 in like a month. A bunch of white candles, gap after gap after gap, strong bullish run, and then you had a white candle gapping up to an all-time high. So all of these profit takers are going to lock in a little bit of profit. Remember, nothing goes up forever. We are going to have down days. Now, just to scare you, it is my opinion and contention that when we actually do get a quote-unquote crash in the stock market, it probably will happen in like 2 or 3 weeks, kind of like we experienced yesterday. We're just going to get, you know, with social media and texting and the speeds of the internet and how fast information travels, the further we go down this rabbit hole, the quicker the sell-off will be. But until it happens, folks, we're not going to know, right? Just keep trading bullish until it happens. And if you get stopped out on some bullish positions, then, you know, you'll lick the wounds. Is that the term? And then you'll lose a little bit of money and you'll still have some money left and you can take advantage of the downside. And then when we reach the bottom, you can buy the dip. But until it happens, continue being bullish. The trend is bullish, and don't let all these fearmongers tell you otherwise. I think the Qs will break the new all-time high soon. Now, one small caveat to that. One small caveat for the market making new all-time highs and just doing this again. Same thing we did back here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. One small caveat is there's something very powerful called the Newsom indicator. And that is when I go on vacation, the market usually does crash. And I'll be going on vacation in 2 weeks' time. So if we do just start crushing it and we see some reversal signals up there, we could get a really quick dip. But again, it's going to be a fast one and just look to buy the dip. Let's go look at some stocks that were requested. Here is NVIDIA, NVDA. And NVIDIA right now is just going to slow down until earnings. This is the all-time high right here on NVIDIA. And look what we're doing. Resistance, 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 resistance. We're just hanging out, right? So here's a support. This turning into some type of consolidation pattern. We're going to trade sideways. Earnings is about 2 weeks. And we'll probably, I don't know if we gap up or not on NVIDIA. But if we do, NVIDIA could really, really run. Here's Intel. Taking some INTC. My buddy Johnny Guarco got an hour-and-a-half on Intel. Nice little break up higher today. Some good volume. Here's your long-term moving averages, and we trade into those as a little bit of resistance today. Here's the weekly chart, and we bounce off the 100 simple. Intel, obviously a pretty strong, relatively stable blue chip company. Some people are trading it bearish, but it's hard for these things to go bearish long-term. Even if it forms a perfect head and shoulders pattern like this, it only sold off for a little bit and then rallied right back. So again, dividend paying blue chip stocks, even if they do crash, they're not the most beautiful crash in the world. They take their sweet time. But Intel relatively looks kind of bullish. iRobot, IRBT, missed a miraculous trade on iRobot on Wednesday. It's kind of brutal. But we had one trader make a small fortune on iRobot, so congrats. This is one that we bought a Roomba, well I should say Ashley. She bought a Roomba to reward herself for some of her trading profits because she's been doing really well. And so she bought a Roomba. We've never had a Roomba before. And I didn't even know they were really publicly traded, if we're being honest with everybody. iRobot makes the Roomba and some of the other like cleaning robot vacuums. Anyway, so we bought it right around here. And I think it cost like 600 and some change after delivery and customization or whatever. I don't know exactly how much it costs. But anyway, I was looking at putting 600 bucks into the actual stock and should have, because I would have made I would have made 158 bucks being an owner rather than a buyer, right? Keep that in mind. If you're looking at buying something, see if it's publicly traded, see if you can own it rather than buy it and have the company pay you to buy its product. That's just smart that way. Had a very good bullish gap and go. Let me show you the trade that I missed. And when I say I missed it, I had it set up. It was live and ready to go. It just never filled me because I did a stop limit. I didn't want any slippage because it's a very expensive stock. But here was that day. Boom. I wanted to break out. I wanted to retest right there. Yep. Missed it by about a quarter. Stop was here. That would have been a healthy 2R trade on iRobot. Kind of crazy looking trend. I do agree. But overall, on IRBT, it's a strong bullish gap and go. It's a pennant pattern. I'll put it to you this way. I'm not looking to buying puts on iRobot, at least not yet. Here's AMD. So AMD, it was a strong gap, but it did not open where I thought it would. I wanted it to open above the high of this candle to be just insanely bullish, but just didn't quite get there on AMD. So it filled this consolidation, this little triangle right here, had a bullish gap action. Bullish gap and go, has already filled the gap. This limit buy right here, this is pretty much buying the dip off the 20 EMA. Pretty much AMD is going to be an easy trade, honestly, folks, in my opinion. Right here, small candle off the 20. It either bounces here or it rolls over. I think we find out next week. The weekly chart is pretty ominous. And if it does start breaking lower, that's totally fine. Let it trade down. I think worst case scenario, we get to 11 and then potentially buy the dip again. Artur requested Johnson & Johnson, so let's go look at J&J. Johnson & Johnson. Here's the weekly chart. Bottom line, all-time high breakout of 125 just not too long ago. All-time high breakout. Looks a little bit double top-ish. What I would like to see Johnson & Johnson do realistically is come back to 125 before you get a chance to buy it. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. It did not close below the neckline of this double top looking thing. This is a Morningstar reversal. This could easily become a channel. If you're looking at playing Johnson & Johnson, today's a bullish candle. Look to go long. Here's ticker symbol MIC. MIC, Macquarie Infrastructure. Never heard of the company. So let me go to a weekly chart really quick. Just look at it. Weekly chart, zooming out. Okay. So zooming back in. Got a support resistance right about 73. Let me pull up and see if there's any moving average helping this thing out. There is, the 100 simple. Okay. So it's had a little bit of a support on MIC. I don't see anything incredible about it. Nothing that just screams bullish, long-term or short-term. Earnings is right around the corner. Dividends is right around the corner. I don't see anything great on it. I would say buy the dip off the 100 if you're longer-term bullish. Otherwise, wait for it to come down potentially to the 72 area on MIC. Here's OCLR. This stock has been gapping a lot recently. It's trading kind of sideways right now in between 8 and 30. No, I'm thinking of OLCR. OCLR hasn't really been doing that much at all. OCLR hanging out very sideways. Again, earnings right around the corner. Yep, don't have anything on OCLR. I think it's just blissfully sideways. A lot of volume, higher lows, lower highs. If earnings are big and it gaps above 1125, gonzo. If it gaps down a little bit weak into earnings, look to buy around 837. Here's ticker symbol DB, aka Deutsche Bank. And this is the weekly chart on Deutsche Bank, just hitting its head against some resistance again. This is the 100 simple moving average on a weekly chart. So you might remember we did post, Real Life Trading posted a finance article back in April 2016 mentioning a lot of the banks as some good longer term buying opportunities just because they were so low. Look at that volume coming down there at 1248. You kidding me? Great volume down there at that support. All-time low. If that's not a signal to go bullish, I don't know what is. Hitting the 100 simple on DB, higher lows, lower highs, pennant pattern, break down, break up. Don't know what's going to happen right now, but I'd prefer to buy it at 13. Otherwise, if it breaks out that 100 simple, let's look to go long. Today, I day traded like a bear playing tennis with a bowling ball. Not because I traded badly or poorly, just because I missed so many good trades. I got stopped out for 1R loss on ExxonMobil, but I don't feel bad about it. I know it's hard to short ExxonMobil. Was a white candle gapping down, new 52-week low. Here's the 5-minute chart, and you can probably already see how I took the trade, right? Stock broke down right here, shorted it, and got stopped out in like 5 minutes. So if I'm gonna be wrong, I prefer to be wrong quickly, and I was wrong pretty quick on ExxonMobil, and just continue going higher. So I lost 1.7 R today because I lost on another trade, KLAC, and this was kind of mean because we got in bearish right here with a stop right there, and then it did eventually end up rolling down. So I got stopped out on that one for about 0.93 Rs, but I did win early in the morning. I should have just shut it down as soon as I traded Wix. I should have been done. Wix, great gap down. It was a retest gap, broke this support right there, pretty gap. And I was looking at this one on the 1 minutos time frame early this morning. And here's the extended hours. And this is pretty much exactly how I played it. Here we go. Boom, boom. And shorted there, had a stop there. And it had a lot of very crazy, wild bid-ask spread. So I got out right about there on the trade. Either way, I won small on Wix, lost 2 other trades. Not a problem though, because I did end up winning on a Google bear call spread. Shout outs to Brian Bodie and Montana. And giving him a shout out because he texted me this trade on Tuesday. White candle gapping down, bearish gap and go. Tech Giant Tuesday in the afternoon room, we set up this bracket trade on Google and said, hey guys, if it breaks lower, go bearish. And some traders made a new house payment on that great breakdown. The 985, 990 bear call spread did expire worthless today on Google. So that's exciting, and that'll be chipping away a little bit at the losses on the day. 2 or 3 other trades. Here's Facebook, and Facebook, nice gap yesterday, hitting 2 billion users. That is a huge number, insane number on Facebook. So we're absolutely going to go higher. We did gap up into my red zone. So I mentioned on Facebook, the days before the gap happened, if we gap up into a new all-time high, we likely will fade, as we have done for the last like 13 earnings or something in a row. So Facebook crushed earnings. It is a nice, strong gap. It is a good bullish trend. I mentioned buy the dip. So a few traders did just that. We've hit our second 2017 target on Facebook. This put sale expired today, worthless at 162.50. Got into that one yesterday for a quarter. And for traders who have some shares of Facebook, I got 2 new wagers out there. One wager is on Facebook. If Facebook does not close above 185 by the 3rd Friday in August, then I'll win the bet. If it does, I got to do the peanut butter jelly dance. Peanut butter jelly time. So that'll be exciting. We'll see if I actually lose that wager. Probably not. Here's FCX, which is a new wager. And the wager on this one is if FCX does not hit 1632 before October 15th, I'll shave my eyebrows. That's the wager on FCX. I love that gap, love that volume, love the trend. Everything about FCX right now looks a little bit bullish. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't share a winner. Here's Take 2 Interactive, and we got into Take 2 Interactive about a week and a half ago in the afternoon room. We entered here, stopped here, 2R target, no lie, right there. We got out of that yesterday on Take 2 Interactive for 2R, and we're still in Momo. Almost got stopped out, but we are in a Momo swing trade. Here's how we set it up. So the initial entry was 42.19. This is one of the stocks in the summer portfolio. Original stop was there, and my plan on this one, simple. If Momo breaks out of the all-time high before Tuesday, I'm going to hold this thing. If it doesn't and I'm profitable, I'm going to exit the trade. That's pretty much my plan on Momo. But a few traders making money on that one. And here's another swing trade we're in, IPXL. So we're in IPXL also. Bullish target 22.20. We'll be exiting out before earnings. So right now, for the month, around 11.7 Rs, give or take. I need to check finally, but somewhere right around there. 11.7 for the month of July, so much better than June. So in August, I will be traveling. And yeah, pretty excited about that. Taking a little bit of a small vacation, so you guys won't be hearing from me the second week of August. But next week, make sure to get all of your fill of Newsome Nuggets, because I'll be giving you as much information you can deliver. Last but not least, of course, Amazon and Baidu. Wee-wee! So Amazon, congrats to Troy Beinhauer and my boy Brad Hauser. These gentlemen crushed Amazon. This is the trade that I'm most upset about. I feel like I'm in therapy. Let me just tell you. why I'm so upset about this trade. Oh, brutal heavens. It traded right to the pre-market low. Right to the pre-market low. And then just skyrocketed ever since then. There's a bunch of people going bearish right there all morning long. I was like, guys, these earnings were great. It's gapping down into an old resistance, new support. Trend is bullish, moving average is bullish. There's not that many people trapped. A lot of people sold yesterday. Let's look to go long here. And I did post about, I don't know, 20 minutes after market open or something, the bull put spread, 945, 940. So that's when Amazon started creeping bullish. And I think based on that spread, a few people started buying some calls. Anyway, this blue line is the previous all-time high, and here's the exponential moving averages. And it is a retest gap, black candle gapping down, so it makes sense to do this. Now, of course, Amazon could do this, rotate down, and then bounce. But it's safe to say we may or may not have bounced off the 50 EMA before. So if it happens again, keep your eyes out on the bounce. Very nice high wave candle, and looks pretty. And then, of course, the other trade that I missed today was Baidu. Traded it yesterday for 1.8R bearishly. You might remember me making this statement on Wednesday. Baidu, keep your eyes on this beast, ladies and gentlemen. Made a new high today, I do think, and we've been watching Baidu really for the last 3 or 4 months. Looking for it to break out, folks. It's here. The breakout is here. I'll rephrase that one more time. The breakout is here. Breaking out. It's broken out. It's confirmed. So that's why I was so confident that when this was gapping up, I wanted to trade this with all of my might. It is doing something entirely different than the market. It is a finance stock, or I'm sorry, not finance stock. I apologize. Tech stock. It's a search engine, Chinese search engine. Had a bearish candle yesterday, as did most tech stocks, and then it gapped above there, which is just totally non-validating and taking out everyone who shorted yesterday and doing something different than the entire broader market. A lot of people trapped, a lot of people losing money, and so this one was just a home run trade. Here is how I wanted to play it. In my mind, I was like, I should take this hammer there by there. But what we did is we set up a trade right there to buy the dip. And again, this was an official trade in the trading room. We missed it by about 2 quarters. Happens sometimes. And otherwise, phenomenal trade. We at least did the analysis right. The good news is you take this skill, you learn this skill. Once you master yourself, this is a skill that you can use for the rest of your life, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't matter if you're 65 or 5. You start practicing this, learning this, mastering this. You can do it at work. You can do it while you travel in Germany, Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, Guatemala, India, China, Bangladesh. Those are all just some places that real-life traders live and reside and trade from. Ladies and gentlemen, all I can say is you're amazing. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you have a marvelous weekend, and I'm going to be back Monday. You got Monday, Wednesday, Friday, all of next week, and then Germany, baby. If I got any traders over there in Europe, hit me up. I'll be in Czech Republic and Germany for about a week. Love to meet up with you. You guys rock. Until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. Bye.